Hey everyone, hope you're having a fantastic day today. And thank you for joining and watching our Tuesday workshop. And what we're going to be talking about is the automation system within the software. So let me go ahead and share my screen. All right, so you should see my screen now. So within the software, you should be able to see a section called automations. This is what we're going to be talking about today. So the nice thing about automation is if it's something digital, and it's something that's repetitious over and over again. The nice thing is you can probably automate it within the system. The nice thing is it doesn't have to be stuff within the system as well. It could be stuff outside the system that you bring in, or you could push data outside the system through automation as well. In addition, there's obviously multiple different features inside the software. I know Cohen and Mustafa have talked about the forms, the calendars, even AI. A lot of that can be used in automation as well. As soon as someone books an appointment, you can have an automation get triggered to do some type of automation after a calendar booked appointment. Same thing for a form fill. As soon as someone fills out a form, that could be a trigger to other automations to happen. Same thing with the AI agent. If you have an AI agent that you're using within your system, you could use automations within the system to work hand in hand with the AI agent. And then on top of that, within automation, you could even use features inside the software, for example, AI. So working the other way around, where when someone triggers an automation to happen inside the automation, AI could be used to do some type of action in there. So a lot of the different features inside the software can be implemented with automation, and it can make your life so much easier as well. All that day-to-day stuff that you used to do now could be automated where you don't even have to think about it anymore. All of it can be handled. Same thing with payments. Payments can be handled within the system as well. So let's go into automations and look at everything that you can do. So when you log in, you'll see a section called automation, and then you'll see maybe a list of automations already pre-built into the system. If not, it'll just be a blank screen. To go ahead and create a new automation, all you'll need to do is click on create workflow. You can start from scratch, build using AI, or even use templates or import from a campaign as well. Now, something new that we just started adding is company-based workflow. So if it's not off of the contact, but off of the company, which I believe Mustafa and Cohen has talked about this in previous meetings, you could base those automations off of that. So inside of contacts, you obviously have the normal contact where you see their name, their phone number, their email, and details about that. But on top of that, there's companies as well, where it goes off of those businesses and their information inside the system, which comes very handy when it comes to these types of automations. So let's go ahead and create a workflow, start from scratch, and we'll see it'll look something like this where you can even use AI to help you build the automation for you. If you have some ideas like, hey, how do I build a reminder uh, email, text message after someone books an appointment? You could put that into the AI, and it will actually tell you step by step of how to build it, and even sometimes help you build out the automation as well by selecting the correct triggers, selecting the correct actions, and building it for you. Now, a couple things that I do like to bring up about automations is there is two types of view. You have the standard view where it just goes down in order based off what you do. So we have the trigger, then you got actions, and you can add as many actions as you want to keep going, or you can switch over to advanced builder. And if you ever work with something like NAN or these other automations out there, you can actually, it goes more into a left to right sequence. Now, the nice thing about this is if I do like, let's say email event, I could go ahead and just add and send email, save action, and now I could drag this around. That's one thing you could do with the advanced builder. In the standard builder, it's pretty much set as is. So it's only this look right here, and it just goes down from there. Those are a couple of different features. Some people like having this look. Some people like to have this view, but at least you have the options here. Nice thing is you can add notes into your automations as well. So if you just want to have like reminders like, hey, what was this actually doing? Go ahead and put notes in there to help you out with the system. The other thing is if you do offer email into your automations or text message, you do have the option to do stat view as well, where you could actually track how many were delivered, how many were actually clicked in the email or text, how many opened it, and so on and so forth, and also bounce as well. One thing is errors. With any type of programming, any type of automations, errors are bound to happen. So if you're ever having a problem, you can always click on the error section and see if there's been any errors in the past. For example, if you're bringing data inside the software, it does have the ability to track that information for you in case there's ever error, like something didn't pull over right away, some of the information did not come across, uh, stuff like that, and it'll show up in the error section there. Workflow switcher, there's just different options here that you could do. Find and replace as well is extremely helpful. I use this all the time whenever I just need to make minor changes, especially if I'm working from one automation to another and I just need to make minor changes. Let's say it's for a separate calendar. Maybe we have a calendar for booking an appointment with me, and maybe we have a calendar booking appointments with Cohen. Obviously, we don't need to say Oren across his calendar events and reminders and stuff like that. So using the find and replace is extremely helpful to replace stuff like my name that's in there and replace it with Cohen's name. There's all types of different features that you could use with that, but it comes very in handy. View history allows you to view previous triggers and actions that ran with specific people. So if someone booked, if you had like 10 or 20 people that booked an appointment through your calendar, you can use the view history to view all the different people that went into this automation, select that specific one, and actually track where did that automation go. Did it go through this if else statement? Did it go through this section right here? I think if I go into one of these, I could tell you an example. So we have one called, I think, HubSpot. So here's a great one. So here's an example of an automation that we built out. It's just an email drip campaign where you can add them into opportunity, drip out some emails to go out to these people, track where they're coming from. So I could click on stats and see the results of my emails and text message if we had some going out. It's probably because it's in a time period. Oh, there they go. So it shows how many were split into different areas. I think the only reason why there's no emails right now is because I haven't ran this campaign. Oh yeah, it's only available for the last 30 days. So that's why. So if I ran this campaign again, it would show me some stats right there. So this is a great way to track this information. But if I want to just view some history information, I could look at one of these contacts and I can literally track it from beginning to end on what happened to those specific contacts. And it also allows you to track whenever edits are made to your automations. Maybe someone else did and they made a mistake. You could use that same feature to track, hey, where was the edit made? What do I need to change back? And you can restore previous edits that you made as well. Comes very in handy. So if we go to a contact right here just to look at, let's go ahead and click on this person right here and then see contact execution path. Nice thing is it actually gives you a visual look of where it was actually posted sometimes. In this case, it did not actually show because it was too long ago. Let's see if I can find a different workflow that will track me exactly where it went. So let's get out of here, go back, go to recent, May 22nd, perfect. So if you look at this one, yep, here's a great example. So for this specific contact that we're looking at, which is Mark B, we could see that the opportunity was changed, and that's how what triggered the automation from happening. Then what condition it went through? Obviously, it went through this if-else statement to see if source contained high level. Since it did, it automatically put into this section. If it didn't have that source, it would just kick it right out. Assign to user, add to the workflow, and then finally we add a tag to it. So it gives you a visual example of where these contacts went through, where these triggers happened, and what actions were taken during that time period. Comes very in handy. Now, going back to just showing like examples of what you could do with automations. And after I do this, Cohen's going to come in afterwards and show you some examples of what you could do. So it'll show some recent triggers, but you could have triggers based off of contacts. So whether it be like birthday reminders, contact created, contact change, task added, task reminders, notes added, all types of stuff. You could go off of events. So inbound webhook, this is like if you're bringing data from a different software into this software, this allows you to bring that data in and manipulate that data to whatever you're needing. If you need to do it off a scheduler, so let's say at January 5th of 2027, I need to send out emails to all of our contacts. This would be a great way to doing that. Call details, email events, customer replies, all type of different events, forms submitted, and calendar events are probably going to be the most common ones that we like to use inside the system. Quiz submitted. And then we got appointments right here. So if they booked a service appointment, appointment status, company booked appointment. Opportunity change. So if you've ever worked with the pipeline, you could base your pipeline stages off of specific automation. So let's say you add a new contact into the system. Well, as soon as they add them into that stage, you could build an automation where it will trigger that and send out an email or text to that person right afterwards. Affiliate, if you've ever used the affiliate feature inside the software, you can have affiliate income go through this way. Affiliate created, new affiliate sales, affiliate enrolled. So let's say you want to enroll people to your affiliate program. Boom, they sign up, and then they automatically get added into the campaign, create them accounts, and so on and so forth. Courses, if you ever use the membership section, it allows you to build automations off of the courses or stuff that happens inside the membership. Payments are very helpful as well. If you use the payment system inside the software, you're allowed to build automations based off of that as well. So as soon as someone pays an invoice, you could get a notification saying, hey, John Smith paid their invoice. Or you could send a reminder to the customer saying, hey, this payment was due on May 1st. You're already 26 days overdue. Something like that. E-commerce stores, if you go down to sites, there's the option to build your own store inside the system, and you could build automations based off your store in the system. For example, abandoned cart is a great example to use it for. So whenever someone looks at an item, they get all the way to purchase the item and then leaves afterwards. Well, now you could build abandoned cart automations to, notify them. It's like, hey, we saw that you were trying to purchase this item but didn't. Is there anything we can help you with? IVR. So as you probably have noticed, this is also a phone system inside the software. So you could build your own IVR. So whenever someone calls into your business, you can make it do certain things like, hey, press 1 for Spanish, press 2 for English, or it's like speak to our sales department, press 1, so on and so forth. Communities, going back to the communities, giving them access to certain communities inside your group. Certifications or certificates, if you have a course that they get a certificate at the end, you could use the certificate issued to trigger automations to happen. And then also outside stuff, Google Ads and communications through TikTok, maybe Instagram, Facebook, all that could be triggers inside the software as well. Actions as well, almost the same exact thing. There's a couple different changes inside of actions that you can't do in triggers. Contacts, obviously there's a lot of things in contacts that you could do like you did in triggers. Custom objects, if you ever work with custom objects, it basically allows you the opportunity to have many to many relationship with contacts to businesses or other relationships with other pieces of objects inside the software. So for example, you could think of a car. A car has obviously there's the car itself, and then a car of the same model can have two different types of engines, different types of tires, different type of interior, whether it be leather or cloth, something like that. Windows being tinted or non-tinted, all those are specific object related to one major object. So that's basically what this is referring to, and you could build automation and triggers off of that. Communication as well. Once again, we talked a little bit earlier about how you build triggers. You could do the same thing with action as well. Send data. So just like we were able to receive data inside the software, we're able to send data outside of the software in case it needs to go somewhere else. As long as they have APIs, we're able to send that data inside the software and outside the software. Internally, There's a lot of great things that you could use. Obviously, the AI agent is one of them. But also, if you want to do some math, if you want to split the data, go to a different part of the automation as well. A math operator, if you need to do some math inside of it. Appointments, if you need to do updates to the appointments whenever they book. Opportunity changes, payments as well, marketing features, affiliates again. What do they need to do based off a trigger or an action? Memberships, IVR, certificate, agent studio, which is new. If you haven't messed around with the agent studio, we will be talking about that for the next 4 to 5 weeks, I believe. Awesome feature right there. AI actions that you could do as well. For example, translating is a great one if you have a lot of Spanish and English talking customers. Associations, communities, and companies as well. And the list keeps going. There's so many things you could do. So once again, like I mentioned at the beginning, if it's something digital and it's repetitious, it probably can be automated within the system. Even if it's not inside the software, we could put the data inside the software, automate it, and send it back out if need be. Now, with that being said, I'm going to let Cohen go over his example that he wants to give, and we'll go from there.
Now, before I get started, I do want to inform you all that how they start the automation is based on the context information that is within the software. So whatever is in place here in the context page, that's where their information will be pulled, and that's how the corresponding automations will progress through the trigger and the actions. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an example automation that's very common with a bunch of our clients, which is the appointment booked and nurture campaign automation. Now, starting off, we're going to go to our automations page and create from scratch. And then we're going to title it Test Appointment and Nurture. All right. And once that's been done, it will automatically save throughout all the changes that we make. So to start off, we're going to set our trigger. The trigger is going to be appointment status, or rather customer booked appointment. Contact only, but you can add contact and guest or guest only as well if depending on who was booked for the appointment. And then we're going to add an additional filter and add the in calendar and just choose one of the calendars that we've already made. This is important because whenever you're making this trigger, it will just fire off the automation if any appointment was booked on any calendar whatsoever. So you need to make sure to be aware of the filters that you're putting in place whenever you're creating your automation. So we're going to save that. So now we have the first step. A customer books an appointment. Now what do we want the automation to do? Well, we want to send a follow-up SMS confirming that their appointment has been made. So we're going to search send SMS. And how does the system know their phone number? Well, like I said before, it's going to pull the information that they got from the contact page. And then we're going to either choose a template that we've already made, but I'm just going to make a dummy message just to go through the process a little bit faster. And then we're going to title this action as confirmation SMS. And then we're also going to send a confirmation email as well, just in case they do not have a phone number on file with us as well. So we're going to send email, action name, confirmation email, name, email. And you might have noticed that we are able to add custom values as well. If we want to choose the company name, we can do so as well. Sorry, oops. We can do company name, and then for the email, we can do company email. Goodness. Company email. Now, where does it get that information? It's depending on what information you put in the business profile whenever you're first starting your sub account. Next, we're going to choose our subject line. We're also going to make our message and then save action. So there we have our confirmation email. What do we want it to do next? Well, we're going to want to send a follow-up SMS and follow-up email a good 24 hours before the appointment starts. So in order to do that and avoid the actions firing off back to back to back, we're going to add a wait action. A wait action will add a buffer time in between actions just so that it will time perfectly, and so that these clients are not receiving SMS and emails uh, all at the same time. So after picking wait, we're going to title it wait 24 hours before appointment. And then choose until scheduled date and time. And then appointment calendar event. And then we're going to select before, and we're going to choose 24 hours before the appointment, or we can just do 1 day. And then if this data has already passed, you can either choose to continue to next step, go to specific step, exit contact from automation, or skip all outbound communication actions till next wait or event start action time. Then next, we're going to send our follow-up SMS and email. So we're going to do the exact same thing as we did for the confirmation. Title it follow-up SMS. Choose either a template or type it out manually. And to even speed up the process even further, we can copy actions and paste them as well. And then just edit them a little bit. So we can change this confirmation email to follow-up email. And it'll have the same exact information that we put in before, from business name, from business email, with the same subject line, same message. And then finally, we're going to add another wait until scheduled date and time, until the appointment, calendar event, and do 1 hour before the appointment. Make sure to title your actions. And then send a last minute 1 hour reminder through SMS and email. There we go. 1 hour email. All right. And so now that you have all your follow-up and reminder SMS and emails available, that one's a SMS, but you get the gist. We're going to make one final action and do a wait until after the appointment has taken place. So we're going to select wait 15 minutes after appointment. Select after, and we're going to do 15 minutes. Then we're going to select a new action that we did not go over, internal notification. Internal notification, rather than an email or SMS being sent to the client, an internal notification is going to be sent to one of the users assigned to the contact or just a user inside the software. So send internal notification. We're going to select let's do notification in general. Notification will do both SMS and email to the notified user. We're going to title it did, and then put contact name, use our custom value, click full name. Did contact name make it to the appointment? Question mark. And then this will send a reminder to the assigned user. If the client made it to the appointment, then they need to mark or tag the client as a no-show or showed up. If client made it to the appointment, then please mark them accordingly. And then redirect page. Whenever they select this notification, whether they get it through SMS or email, it's going to take them to their contacts page. And then we can select the user type that it's going to be assigned to. Since we do not have an assigned user, we are going to just assign it to a particular user, or sorry, assign it to a particular user. Let's just say I'll assign it to myself. And there's actually an even easier way to automate this section as well. Say, for example, you don't want to go into the software and manually input information, whether the client showed up to the appointment or not, where you are able to put in trigger links within the email or SMS being sent to the assigned user. And by clicking on one of those trigger links, you can activate another automation that will automatically mark the client as a no-show or showed up, depending on how you make it. So yeah, that is a very easy to make, very commonly used automation that we make for a lot of our clients. And I hope that this was very informative for you.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you, Cohen. We just wanted to bring up a couple of things that I want to talk about inside the software that we did make a couple of changes here. So we had a couple of complaints of the chat widget at the bottom left, bottom right hand corner. My apologies. Getting in the way with the like accept buttons and stuff like that. Even when you drag and drop it, it'll just go back to that same spot layer down um, next time that you log in. So we went ahead and just put it on the top menu section so that way you can easily access it and it won't be in the way with buttons. So if you ever need to reach out to us for 24/7 support, all you got to do is click up here now. You can still message us right here and talk to our team member. You could also go to our homepage or click on our help options or look at our news information as well for all the updates that we've made to the software. So we'll give you all that great information. The other options of how you can reach out to us is you could always submit a request right here. Tell us what the issue was, and we'll be glad to take care of it for you. Support meeting. If you ever need to schedule a meeting with our team, you can always go to support meeting and choose a time that works best for you. And then if you ever want to just know a little bit more about the software and just learn on your own, we do have the knowledge base readily available where you can log in, type in whatever you're interested in. For example, automations and what all it can do. If you put it in there, it'll literally give you step by step of how to use those different features inside the software. So, yeah, that's about it. Thank you again for joining us on this Tuesday workshop, and we look forward to seeing you next week.